Today we're relaxing and talking about skincare, and I'm just gonna do skincare reviews, like mini reviews. I have a ton of skincare, pretty much all of my skincare in front of me. If you're new here, my name is Mattis. This channel is all about a very natural, enhancing approach to beauty. I do a lot of men's makeup videos, but I also love to talk about skincare and perfume. If that sounds interesting to you, make sure to subscribe and like the video, and we'll get right into it. I'm just gonna grab the first product that sort of speaks to me, and this is a product I recently repurchased because I missed it in my life. This is the La Roche-Posay Toleriane cleanser, and this is a very gentle sort of milky gel texture. Comes out like this. I'm gonna waste a bit of skincare today showing you that, but this is just the best way to show you the textures. But yeah, it's a very lightweight, very soothing, calming, amazing, gentle cleanser, especially if you have sort of sensitive skin, but really any skin type can use this. I used to use this when I had really bad acne, and it really helped me. I still have sort of combination oily skin, so if you see yourself in that, that's a great choice. It has a lot of glycerin, so it's quite a hydrating cleanser, but again, very lightweight, almost gel-like, and just an amazing staple cleanser. A similar type of cleanser, this is the Soy Face Cleanser from Fresh. I've loved this for years. This just smells amazing. This is more a cleanser for you if you want a very sort of lightweight gel-like texture, but you want an experience with it. The scent of this, it has this really delicious fresh cucumber scent that just really, I don't know, re-energizes the mind. I just love using this so much. It doesn't dry out the skin. Any skin type can use this. I think even if you have dry skin, you can use this because it's just soothing, it's gentle. And one of my favorite things about this is that you can really do a facial massage with it because it provides a lot of slip to the skin. So when you put this on, you add some water, you get a lot of slip, so you can really go in there, do some lymphatic drainage. This is one of my favorite products for that. And then finishing off with probably the most affordable cleanser option I have here. This is by the brand Balea, which is a DM brand. I often talk about DM. I need to do a DM favorites video because DM here in Austria, also in Germany, it's a drugstore that has fantastic options, really affordable skincare, especially their own Balea brand. And yeah, this is the ultra sensitive wash gel, and it's just such a good, very gentle cleanser that's literally like €3 or something, super affordable. I often have this in my gym bag, and in the gym shower I will literally use this all over. I will use this on my face, in my hair, on my body, because it's just so gentle. You can't really go wrong. It doesn't really, I mean, I have quite short hair at the moment, so I'm not too worried about drying it out. But yeah, it's just a great facial cleanser, but because it's so affordable, it's kind of multi-purpose. And this also has tons of glycerin in it. It's actually on the second spot in the Inky list. So that tells you that it has quite a lot of this ingredient inside, and that means that it has some hydrating benefits. Of course, with a cleanser, you will never get the same hydrating benefit that you get with a leave-on product like a serum or a moisturizer. But nonetheless, I still love when a cleanser leaves my skin not too dried out. It still leaves it sort of balanced, normal, not too sort of squeaky clean dry. These will leave your skin clean, but they won't dry it out, which I think is so important for pretty much any skin type. To slightly change it up, I'm going to still a cleansing product, but this is the Clean It Zero by Vanilla. This is a cleansing balm, and you can see I've gone through pretty much most of it, which is sad. I do need a new one of them, but they're also available in Austria now, which is great. But yeah, this is such a fantastic everyday cleansing balm, especially in the evening when you've been wearing tons of sunscreen, you might have sweated throughout the day, you might have been wearing makeup, sort of that layer on top of your skin needs to come off somehow. And I love using a cleansing balm for this. Personally, I don't love cleansing oils. In the past, they've just clogged my skin personally, but again, skincare is so personal. So all of these, I'm not a scientist. I can only speak from my experience and the experience of someone who, having had really bad acne in the past, still battling some breakouts occasionally. I have pretty much sort of oily combination skin, and this is just great. It's not too scented. I believe it does have a bit of a scent actually. Yeah, it has a very light sort of ingredient scent. I don't think it's much of a perfume in there, but this is one of the cleansing balms that actually doesn't break me out. And I think that's so important. When you go for a richer cleansing balm, you still don't want it to leave a thick layer on your skin. You sort of want that layer to come off unless you have really, really dry skin, in which case that layer might be beneficial. But yeah, for me personally, I don't want a layer. I want the cleansing balm to rinse off really well. And this one does that, especially if you use a cleansing gel like the Fresh one or the La Roche-Posay one. If you use those after, that's what I do recommend. But yeah, this is a first step cleanser, is just fantastic. And no matter how much makeup you might be wearing, how much sunscreen you might be wearing, this will really break those, and any residue will just wash off really effortlessly. So yeah, this is fantastic and I will repurchase. Then I have another cleansing balm, and I think then that's it for the cleansing area of today. But yeah, this is the Lisa Eldridge, what does she call it? She calls it a skin enhancing treatment cleanser. But yeah, this also very much a cleansing balm, quite balmy in texture, quite rich and honey-like. And I believe it has some kind of ingredient that gives it that really rich honey-like texture, also that sort of ambery, slightly yellow color. And also a really pleasant scent. It does smell a bit like, what's that stuff that comes out of trees, that ambery color? I really can't think of it right now, but let me know in the comments if you like that. Oh, it's like tree resin. Is that the word? I think like a tree resin. It's almost like a bit resiny. It actually feels quite oily, but again, this rinses off so well. It doesn't leave like a thick, oily feeling on the skin. I also really love to do a bit of a facial massage with this. So yeah, Lisa Eldridge, you did really well with this beautiful cleanser. And then actually there's one more cleansing step that I will mention, which is micellar water. And to be very honest, I'm not too picky when it comes to micellar water. I like most of them. The Garnier ones do just fine. I also love the Bioderma ones or any of the DM Balea ones. They're all great. But yeah, this is the sort of hydrating hyaluronic acid micellar water. Any of them will do. I think you can pretty much go with sort of the color you enjoy the most. And I quite like that sort of greenish turquoise. That's why I went with this one. But yeah, it doesn't feel drying. This is a great first step cleanse, especially if you're in a rush or if you have some extra makeup around the eyes. You know, you can grab a cotton pad, especially a reusable one. Those are the ones I recommend. You can be quite targeted with one of those and cleansing with that. I will say for mascara and things, this can be a bit hard to remove with the micellar water. I would still go for a cleansing balm. But yeah, for sort of everyday natural looking makeup, this does the trick really, really well. So let's go into some more sort of hydration, moisturizers and things. I'm going to talk about the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream here, which, I mean, the Magic Cream, it's iconic. It's a beautiful design. It's a beautiful smell, which is my favorite thing about it. It is quite pricey. It's definitely a luxury product. And also it is quite rich. So I only use this for special occasions because of that beautiful glow it gives me. But I will not use this on a daily basis just because it doesn't match my skin that well. However, they have launched the Magic Water Cream, I think a few years ago, which is sort of a lightweight, hydrating, gel-like version of this. And that one I absolutely love. I'm definitely looking to repurchase that because it's just such a nice feeling moisturizer while still giving you that sort of luxurious experience of the Magic Cream. But yeah, if you have dry skin, I think the Magic Cream is a beautiful experience. Do you need to spend that much money on skincare to get a great benefit? No, I don't think so. I don't think you need to spend that much money unless you are after a luxurious experience, which this beautiful glass jar with that gorgeous scent and those beautiful oils, rich oils that really hydrate the skin, really give you that incredible glow to the skin. You can do an amazing facial massage with this. I think if that's what you're after, if you're after that experience, then the Magic Cream is worth it and I absolutely love it. But yeah, if you have oily to combination skin, I would still suggest you go for the Magic Water Cream just because it's lightweight and it's made for our skin type. Whereas this is really made for a dry skin or a mature skin. My boyfriend, who actually is younger than me, so his skin is not mature, but his skin is very much on the dry side and he loves Magic Cream. And he actually also loves the Magic Night Cream, which is also by Charlotte Tilbury, which is even richer. Like, it literally feels like putting honey onto your face. And he loves it. He will slather that onto his face. But yeah, personally, the water cream is the best for me. A product I recently mentioned because I love it so much. I use it all the time. It's the Vichy Mineral 8-9 Serum. And this, again, such a gorgeous texture. It's sort of watery and gel-like. I'm actually sad that I'm wasting this product right now, but it just plumps up the skin and softens the skin like nothing else. I have used these hydrating serums from Vichy for a long time now. They used to have a different one that still felt quite similar. It was sort of in this blue bottle. Maybe I can find a picture. But yeah, this is such a gorgeous plumping, hydrating serum. And usually I'm not a person to include serums in my routine that are only about hydration. I usually will use a serum that has some other benefits as well. But in this case, I will make an exception because of how plumping it is, of how softening it is, of how amazing it feels. It feels refreshing. I love the bottle. This I highly and wholeheartedly suggest. Pretty much for any skin type. If you have oily skin, you can benefit from this. If you have dry skin, you can really benefit from this. This is great during the summer months, but also during the winter when the skin dries out a bit more. But yeah, this highly, highly recommend. If you've tried this, let me know if you like it as much as I do. And let's get to the next product. So another moisturizer, and this is by La Roche-Posay. La Roche-Posay has a lot of products I really, really enjoy. It's sort of a brand that I grew up with. La Roche-Posay was always in my mother's bathroom, and when I started breaking out, this is the brand she introduced me to. And yeah, it's a brand that I go back to time and time again, especially when it comes to those staples, like a good cleanser, a good moisturizer that's very soothing. This one is fantastic. It's the Effaclar Isobiome cream, and it's again a very, very lightweight moisturizer. Perfect if you have a combination to oily skin. This is really helpful if your skin is breaking out, but even if it isn't, I use this all the time. This won't make me look shiny. It will soothe my skin. It will hydrate and moisturize my skin, but without that sort of thick feeling. It's almost a bit gel-like. It's lightweight, but it's soothing on the skin. Now I'm going to go into a few more treatments. This is by Allies of Skin, and Allies of Skin is a brand that I've always been very, very curious to try. This is actually the first product I have tried of them, and it's their Promise Keeper Nightly Blemish Treatment. This was kindly sent to me. It's a treatment sort of mask that you're supposed to wear overnight, and it's filled with antioxidants. It has 2% dioic acid, which I actually don't know what that is, and it also has rosehip oil. It's supposed to be brightening and just great for clearing up spots and things. Personally, this is a product I need to try more. So far, I haven't really seen dramatic differences when I've had spots and breakouts. I'm going to show you the texture. So it's again a very lightweight, hydrating sort of texture. Probably a little bit richer than the La Roche-Posay moisturizer. But you know, this is more of an actual treatment. Personally, I just haven't really seen those benefits with it when I've had breakouts, but it might have been that I've been using a product that sort of aggravated my skin in those times, so I haven't really fully formed my thoughts on it. But yeah, so far I'm not really that sure about this product, to be very honest. I think there are some other products that are probably lower in price that will give you an amazing benefit, especially if you have acne. Actually, I'm going to talk about one right now, which is the Paula's Choice 2% BHA, which I've just been swearing on for years and years and years. This is something that I really rely on. It helps with breakouts, it helps with pores, it helps to clear out pores. I don't think anything can get rid of pores because pores, you know, they can't really go back in shape that dramatically. Maybe a little bit, maybe they can appear better when they've been exfoliated, when there's not as much buildup. But from what I've heard from doctors and experts, there's not that much that can be done about pore size. But this at least really helps with clearing out pores. It helps with soothing the skin, with helping with acne. And it's definitely something, if you have spots, if you have acne, this is probably the first product I would suggest you. Apart from sunscreen, which is the most important for all of us. But yeah, this is something that I suggest to anyone who talks to me who has acne or complains about acne, complains about spots. This used a few times a week is just so great. Whereas with the Allies of Skin, I just personally haven't really seen those benefits yet, but I might have to give it another go. It is a very fascinating brand to me because of how innovative they are. They use very interesting ingredients. But yeah, personally, I just only will recommend products that I really stand by and believe in. And this I'm not sure about yet. Another exfoliator, and then we'll move into some other treatments. But yeah, this is the Medik8 Press and Glow, I believe it's called. Yeah, Press and Glow. And it's a daily enzyme sort of exfoliant. This I really enjoy. This really feels like it does something on the skin. Be careful with this around the eyes. I would not go onto the eyelids personally because my eyelids are quite sensitive. But yeah, in general, I think the eye area, you need to be careful with exfoliants or any active ingredients really. But yeah, this is a fantastic product that's easy to use. You know, you have this brilliant mechanism where you put a cotton pad onto the top, you press down, and you sort of have the right amount on the cotton pad, and you can go straight onto your face and apply the toner. So it's an easy to use product. I find that when I use it, the skin is softened, the skin texture is softened, and it doesn't aggravate the skin. So yeah, really great exfoliant. And Medik8 in general is a brand that I just trust and believe in. They have incredible retinoids. I've actually used one up very recently, but yeah, Medik8 is a brand I love and trust. And if you have tried Medik8, I would love to know what products you recommend from the brand. And we're moving on to retinoids and tretinoin, which is actually, this is tretinoin. I've been using a prescription strength tretinoin for a very long time now. If you are at the point where you see signs of aging, I think this is something you might want to do some research into. You might want to talk about it with a doctor, with a dermatologist, because you need essentially a prescription for this. But yeah, it comes in a sort of quite thick texture, but it sort of needs that quite rich sort of creamy texture to sort of balance out the effects that tretinoin can have on the skin. Because when you first start introducing tretinoin to your skin, of course, it can really break you out. There can be a lot of irritation to the skin. So yeah, this is something you really need to consider, and you need to consider if you are the right candidate for a product like this, because a tretinoin is intense. And there are many other retinoids that you might want to consider first, because over time they will give you maybe not quite as dramatic of a difference, but still very good results. Retinoids in general are just a staple. Most people that are into skincare will use a retinoid or have used a retinoid at some point. And you know, if you talk to dermatologists, tretinoin and retinoids are products that are proven to work. They can yield dramatic differences when it comes to anti-aging. Again, when it comes to pores, to discolorations, when it comes to fine lines, anything like that, a tretinoin can be brilliant at. And also with acne and spots, tretinoin can be amazing, as well as retinoids can be amazing. I'm also gonna show you the Paula's Choice 1% retinol treatment, because this is just an amazing sort of retinoid that really gets the job done. This is a high concentration, but what I love about this is that it also contains other ingredients. It contains tons of peptides, it has antioxidants, it has vitamin C. So this is a brilliant product, especially if you don't want to go the doctor route, or maybe you don't want to go that route just yet. This is a great product, but again, very powerful. So you might want to start with a slightly lower percentage retinol. You might want to start with some of the other options from the brand Paula's Choice. They have some amazing retinols, and then work your way up to something like this. And then later, when your skin is really used to this, you've been using this a few years, you can upgrade to a tretinoin. But yeah, tretinoin might be too much to start with. I definitely worked my way up to this strength. And now I use this most nights of the week, and I will slip in this one every now and then because I love that it has those other ingredients too. It has those peptides, the vitamin C, like I said. It's great for brightening. It has so many benefits. So I love bringing this into my routine every now and then as well. But yeah, that's how I would personally suggest you do it. Of course, I'm not a doctor, so please do your own research and consult with doctors. There's also many brilliant doctors online here on YouTube. I love Dr. Shireen Idris, for example. She's brilliant at explaining all the difference between retinoids and antioxidants, peptides, you know, all of these ingredients. I love that we have so much access now with the internet to brilliant people who just really know their stuff. There's also Lab Muffin Beauty Science, which is an amazing scientist, and she is also on Instagram really active, and she often debunks sort of beauty myths and ingredient myths that are sort of in the beauty space. So yeah, I love those two. And you know, at the end of the day, I am more educated in makeup, but skincare is more of a passion. So when I talk about skincare, it's more like hanging out and showing you what products I love. But yeah, I'm not a doctor. Another ingredient that I love incorporating in my routine are copper peptides. And this is sort of the one that I have come back to time and time again. This is actually pretty much empty at the moment, so I need to get a new one. But yeah, it's the copper peptide serum from The Ordinary. And of course, it's famous for this sort of blue color. And pretty much empty. That is really sad. I really need a new bottle of this. But yeah, a very lightweight serum with this beautiful coppery blue shade. It will sink right in, and this is a great daily serum to really give you those anti-aging benefits from the peptides. Now, to my understanding, there's not quite as much research behind peptides and copper peptides as it is when it comes to retinoids and tretinoin especially. I think tretinoin is one of the best researched ingredients within the beauty industry, but it's also just proven to really deliver those benefits. So yeah, when it comes to copper peptides, I'm sort of a little bit more hesitant to spend a ton of money. I'm still very happy to try all of them. If brands want to send them my way, I'm always happy to try them. But yeah, personally, when it comes to a copper peptide, I would start with The Ordinary and see what results you can get. See how it works in your routine, see if you like it, and then later you might be able to advance to a more high-priced version of a copper peptide. But personally, I think this one is brilliant and this does the job. This is definitely something I will repurchase, and I have repurchased many times over the years. But yeah, it's a great, great everyday serum. And this is also something that most people can use because it's so lightweight. So no matter what skin type you have, you should be able to use this unless you are very, very sensitive. I have heard that it can be a little bit irritating on very, very sensitive skin. But yeah, it depends on you. You know your skin best. Personally, this is a winner. Okay, I just saw that I have another moisturizer here. This is CeraVe Moisturizing Lotion. This is just a great everyday lotion. It's just convenient with the pump. It's big. You can use it all over the face. You can use it on the body as well. This is just a great moisturizing lotion. You can't really go wrong with it. It's lightweight, so it shouldn't really break you out. I've never had sort of breakout problems with this. And I also love taking this on holiday with me because it means that I have one thing to put on my face and my body as a body lotion, because body lotion is something I'm always missing on vacation. So yeah, can't go wrong with it. Highly recommend it for anyone. I think there's a richer version if you have dry skin, but yeah, oily skin, combination slightly dry skin, I think you will love this. Okay, another product I am not 100% sure of is the Dark Spot Correcting Serum by Charlotte Tilbury. What I like about this is the texture. It has a very lightweight, sort of very pleasant, hydrating serum texture. It does have a bit of a scent, and I think that's what throws me off a bit. The scent is just a bit too punchy for my liking. And you know, I love the scent of Magic Cream. It's one of my favorite scents in the world. It's so luxurious and pleasant. Whereas this almost feels a bit too sort of essential oily, you know, that slightly pungy, sort of herbal rosy scent. Now it has vitamin C and tranexamic acid, which are of course great for brightening, discolorations. The packaging is very nice, but yeah, it's just not a product that I could really get into using on a daily basis for a long time just because of that scent. And my skin can be quite sensitive when it comes to perfume and scents in skincare. So I'm often a little bit hesitant to use really fragrant skincare products on a daily basis. But nonetheless, this is still a precious product, and I think there's still half in there left. So I'm definitely going to pass this on to my sister or my boyfriend or maybe my mother, and I'll see what results they can get with this. I just don't have that much discoloration to begin with, luckily, because I'm very, very careful with staying out of the sun or using sunscreen. But yeah, if you have experiences with this and you've seen results with this, please let me know. I'd be very curious, and maybe I do need to give this another try. But yeah, so far I'm just a little bit hesitant because of the scent, but the experience itself is of course very Charlotte Tilbury, very nice, very luxurious. Moving on to sunscreens, and like I said, sunscreens are hugely important. I discovered the importance of sunscreen when I was about 18 years old. Back then I was doing a lot of research into skincare because I had really bad acne, and I found that sunscreen is just the number one thing when it comes to anti-aging. Something like 80 or 90% of all signs of aging come from sun damage or are sun damage. So yeah, early on I learned that I need to be protecting my skin every single day, rain or shine, unless it's dark outside, as in you're not able to read a book because it's that dark, then you can skip the sunscreen. But otherwise, personally, I suggest you use sunscreen. The ones that I have been using a lot are, of course, Beauty of Joseon. I never shut up about these. The Aqua Relief one is the new version of the Beauty of Joseon sunscreen, as well as the classic Relief SPF 50. They're both just so fantastic. I would say if you have really oily skin, this is a lifesaver. If you have really dry skin, go for the Relief. If you're in between, you can use either. I use either. I happily will use either the super lightweight Aqua Fresh one. It just sinks into the skin immediately. It's lightly hydrating perhaps, but it's just not thick whatsoever. This is one of the thinnest SPFs that I've tried. But if you like a little bit of hydration, the Relief SPF, the classic one, is great and you can't go wrong with it. But yeah, like I said, really dry skin, go for the classic. Really oily, go for the Aqua Fresh. Anywhere in between, go for either. Both are great. But yeah, if you want to save some money when it comes to sunscreens, it might not be the one. In that case, I'm going to show you a few affordable ones. These are probably not as easily available unless you live in Germany or in Austria like I do. But yeah, they're again by the brand DM, and DM has some great sunscreens. This one is the SPF 50 Sensitive Sun Fluid, and this is a great, quite lightweight sunscreen. It will give you a bit of shine. It's not completely matte like the Beauty of Joseon ones, but it's subtle and it's affordable, and this one doesn't burn my eyes, whereas some of theirs do burn the eyes. So yeah, that's sadly something you need to be considering when it comes to sunscreens. Personally, I take a lot of sunscreen all over my face, and I also bring it over the eyes. So yeah, inevitably I will sometimes get some SPF into my eyes, and depending if I'm sweating or something, it will really get in there and my eyes might burn. With this one, I personally haven't had the burning, whereas with some of the SPFs by DM, they do burn my eyes. And this is also just really easy to chuck into your bag. It's a small bottle, but it has 50 milliliters. Even though it looks small, it actually has the same amount as the Beauty of Joseon ones. I also have been enjoying I think these are a bit more like a new launch. The Hydro SPFs, also by Sundance, by DM. If I'm looking sort of away, I'm always checking in the monitor, but I need to train myself not to do that as much. But yeah, this is a very pleasant sunscreen to use. A bit more hydrating, so probably better if you have sort of drier skin or a combination skin, or if you still like a bit of a glowy look. But yeah, this is really pleasant to use. It also doesn't sting my eyes, and I like that it's really affordable as well. I completely overlooked one of my favorite skincare brands, which is Augustinus Bader, which is this incredible science-led brand by this German scientist whose name is Augustinus Bader. And yeah, he has come up with these beautiful creams and serums. And you know, of course, the staple one is the cream, which is a cream that's packed with antioxidants and peptides. And you know, this product is a true luxury. I have been using the brand for a few years now. I started with sort of the travel sizes of the cream and the light cream. And then I received this one in the mail by the brand. So happy that I get to do this work and that I am sent these incredible products. It's a true honor and privilege. And even if a product doesn't work out for me, it's still just so great that I'm even able to try the product. But yeah, this is definitely a product that does work out for me, that I absolutely love. I use this mainly around my eyes or in any sort of worry zones. I use it around my smile lines because that's where I really want to focus. The cream by Augustinus Bader, it has this amazing hydration, but it's still lightweight enough for my skin. There's also the rich cream, which is too much for my skin. But yeah, this is fantastic. And again, the science of this, it's complex. It's something that I can't understand and see through, but the results I get, I feel like are worth it and they are there. I feel like since starting this, my eye area has really been plumped up and strengthened. And I also have started to use the serum, again, also by Augustinus Bader, this beautiful sort of coppery vial. And actually, I literally have to use this because this is precious. So I'm actually using this on top of my makeup, even though I am heading for dinner soon. But yeah, I'm gonna be super gentle with this. But yeah, I love this serum. It's lightweight and again, packed with the Augustinus Bader complex that they have patented. From what I understand is that it's a complex of antioxidants and peptides that are great for repairing the skin and for anti-aging. But yeah, I'm not a scientist. I can just tell you about the experience I have with the product, the results I see with the product. And so far, I have experienced a sort of plumping, hydrating, and strengthening of the skin. But I will say, if you are on a budget, don't spend your money on this. Don't use a credit card to buy products like this. There's always more affordable alternatives. There's so many great affordable skincare products like retinoids. There's brands like The Ordinary that still do more affordable products. There's drugstore-owned brands that do great products. So please don't feel like you're missing out, because at the end of the day, it's skincare. The skin is a membrane and it's designed to keep most of the products you put on there out. So the results you can get with skincare, you need to sort of be careful how much you expect the skincare to actually do. You can see amazing results. You can see boost of hydration, evening out of texture, brightening of discolorations. You can see difference with acne. You can see plumping of fine lines. Probably not really deep, intense lines. You might need to see a doctor about those. But yeah, skincare, it's something that can add pleasure to life. It can be an amazing experience. It can have results, but we need to be somewhat realistic. And it's important that I'm honest and share my real thoughts and feelings about these products. But yeah, some products are really high priced and it might be worth it to you, but it might also not be worth it to you. It depends. The most important thing is sunscreen. Find yourself a good, affordable sunscreen that you can slather on your face every single day and you're good. That's the most important thing. And then all these other beautiful products that I just showed you and all these other amazing products that are out there, they're just sort of the cherry on top. They can add benefits. You can see some results, but you're not a bad person if you don't have a huge skincare regime. But yeah, we've come to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know your thoughts. Let me know what products you have been using and loving. Let me know what products you have not been loving and you can definitely not recommend. I would love to hear about those as well. And yeah, let's chat in the comments. Such a pleasure to hang out as always. Make sure to subscribe and like the video if you want to see similar content. I'll see you in the next one. Bisous bisous, yours truly.